What gave you your drive?
Well, I come from a family that was very entitled. My great-great-grandfather was one of the wealthiest men in New York State at the turn of the century. So I've watched as my family, as generations of my family have kind of waited for their parents to die so they could inherit money. I mean, this is something that happens in families that have money. And my family had money, and I saw my cousins and other members of the family on the East Coast, where my family originated, just kind of being without any drive whatsoever, just kind of waiting for the money to roll in. And I saw alcoholism, and I saw, when I was growing up, I saw dysfunction, and I saw just this kind of horror story of the legacy that my family had left. My great-great-grandfather, who was very successful, had left the succeeding generations. And that legacy was all this money and all this privilege and all this social status. And they just kind of ran that into the ground. And when it finally got to me, there wasn't any money left. There was no more inheritance. There was all that money, by the time it got to my generation, was all gone. So I couldn't sit around. I had to go out and do something. I had to create a life for myself. There was no way anyone was going to buy me a house or pay for college or pay for anything at that. By the time I was 20, it was all gone. And so I said, I got to do it. I got to figure out another way to go.
So you paid for your own college?
I paid for college. I paid for Yale. I was in debt up to my ears for years after that. But in those days, Yale was only $4,500 a year.
Wow. Big difference.
I know.
So were your parents proud of you? Graduating from Yale and getting an acting career?
No, not me. My mother didn't come to my graduation. And my father had said to me, if I was going to go to Yale, when I got kicked out of Berkeley, he said, if you're going to go to Yale, I'm not paying for it. He said, if you want to go, he said he couldn't pay for it. And but I said, I'll figure it out one way or the other, which I did. And then when I said I was going to become an actor, the day I was going to go to acting school in San Francisco, they took the distributor head out of my car so that I couldn't drive to San Francisco. That's how much they didn't want me to become an actor. They were determined to stop me, in fact.
And they never said, oh, this is a good decision now, in retrospect, that you're happy, you're doing what you love?
Well, when I started paying their taxes.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they said,
good choice.
Yeah, exactly. That took a few years, though. But I was very lucky, and I had a very auspicious beginning. So, I don't know if I could recommend exactly how I did it to other people. I mean, certainly, my choice was to get educated in it. Was to get a degree in acting, to really learn how to do it, to become a stage actor. And ACT was the best place to do that, the American Conservatory, because it was a big 1,600-seat professional theater aligned with that. And by the end of my third year at the school, I was in the company, in the professional company, working on professional plays, and on my way as a professional actor. And there really wasn't any other school in the country that had access to a big professional company like that. I mean, Carnegie sort of, Yale sort of, but not really. I mean, this was a major professional theater that we could work our way into if we worked hard enough in school. And I was able to do that.